Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Today we will be having a great lecture that will be about sheet metal working. Let me share my screen. Okay. Okay. In this lecture, we will be discussing about basics of sheet metal working that will involve cutting operation, bending operation, drying operations, then other sheet metal forming operation performed on presses, die and presses for sheet metal processes, sheet metal operations not performed on presses, and bending of tubes. These are the core outline of this lecture. Now, what is sheet metal? Sheet metal is basically it includes the cutting and forming operation that is performed on relatively thin sheet of metal. So, sheet metal is either cutting or forming. Forming means to give shape. So it includes cutting and forming operations performed on relatively thin sheet of metal. So these are basically performed on a thin sheet, and what is the thickness of that sheet? The thickness of sheet ranges from 0.4 millimeters to 6 millimeters. If the thickness of plate exceeds, or if the thickness of the metal sheet exceeds 6 millimeter, then it is known as plate. Clear? So if you have metal plate, if you have metal sheet, then it will be having size 0.4 to 6 millimeter. But if the thickness is above 6 millimeter, then the stock of that metal will be known as plate stock. So thickness of plate stock is greater than 6 mm. Operation usually performed on cold working. So in sheet metal working, all the operation will be performed as cold working operations. So what will be the product in that will produce as a result of sheet metal working? So it includes the automobile and truck bodies, airplanes, railway cars and locomotives. You can see the body of the railway cars, or automobiles and truck bodies, airplane body, farm and construction equipments, small and large appliances. You can see you can say the outer body, or you may have inner such type of parts of that body. Office furniture, computer and office equipment. So the body of the computer is totally based on sheet metal working, that includes holes and punches, etc. What are the advantage of sheet metal parts? So the basic advantage of sheet metal part is that it is performed as whole working operations. So definitely it will give you high strength, good dimensional accuracy can be achieved, as well as good surface finish, and relatively low cost because of sheet metal parts. Uh, for large quantities, economical mass production operations are also available. Now, three major categories of metal processings are cutting, bending, and drying. So these are the three major categories of sheet metal. So cutting, you know that cutting is to cut the sheet into different pieces, and bending, you know that you have to bend the sheet along a straight axis, and drawing is to forming of sheet into convex or concave shape. So कटिंग में क्या है? कटिंग में होता है कि आप शीट्स को डिफरेंट पोर्शंस में कट करते हो, शेयरिंग टू सेपरेट लार्ज शीट और कट पार्ट्स पेरीमीटर और मेक होल्स इन द sheets. That is known as cutting. Bending, straining sheets around a स्ट्रेट एक्सिस के, एक स्ट्रेट एक्सिस के गिर्द आप जो है उस शीट को बेंड करो या उसकी स्ट्रेनिंग करो, ठीक है ना? सो दैट विल बी बेंडिंग. एंड ड्राइंग इज फॉर्मिंग ऑफ शीट इनटू कन्वेक्स और कनकेव शेप. के आपके पास स्ट्रेट शीट है, आप उसको या कनकेव या कन्वेक्स शेप में उसको शेप दो, दैट इज नोन एज ड्राइंग. sheet metal working terminologies. Now, there are certain terminologies that will be used in this lectures, so you must be aware of these terminology. The first one is punch and die. So punch and die. So these are the tooling to perform cutting, bending, and drying operation. In the previous major three categories, cutting, bending, and drying, these can be obtained by using a certain tool. That tools are known as punch and die. The second one is stamping press. Stamping press is the machine tools that perform most sheet metal operation as opposed to just presses used for forging. जिस तरह फोर्जिंग में आपके पास फोर्जिंग प्रेस होती थी, इसी तरह शीट मेटल वर्किंग में आपके पास स्टैंपिंग प्रेस होती है. And stamping press are machines that perform this sheet metal operation. And the third one is stamping. So स्टैंपिंग प्रेस जब आप मशीन यूज करते हैं और शीट मेटल वर्किंग करते हैं, तो एज ए रिजल्ट जो प्रोडक्ट आपके पास आता है दैट इज नोन एज स्टैंपिंग. सो स्टैंपिंग्स आर शीट मेटल प्रोडक्ट्स. Let's discuss the first major operation, that is cutting. So what is cutting? Cutting is the sheet metal working operation that can be obtained as a result of shearing action between two sharp cutting edges. So we have one edge and we have another second sharp edge. This is known as punch and this is known as die, and basically these are the tooling that are used to perform the cutting operation. So shearing action between two sharp cutting edges can be performed. So here this is the sheet thickness clear, and there is a clearance gap given between the edge of dies and the punch. So this distance is represented by C, which is the clearance. We'll see in next slide that why this clearance is given. So there are certain steps: shearing of sheet metal between two cutting edges just before the punch contacts the work. So just before the punch contacts the work, we will have a clearance C between the dies and punch. Now you can see that punch, there is a force that is applied on a punch, and when the force is applied on the punch, it will come in contact with the sheet. As a result, plastic deformation can be visibly seen over here. So punch begins to push into the work, causing plastic deformation. That was the second step. Now in third step, the punch compresses and penetrates into the work, causing a smooth cut surface. The penetrate zone is generally 1/3 of the thickness of the sheets. So this punch is going to penetrate in this sheet up till depth that is represented by penetration, and this penetration depth is equal to 1/3 times thickness of the sheet. For example, if you have sheet of thickness 6 mm, so this penetration will be 1/3 into 6, that will give you 2 mm. The fourth one, the fracture is initiated at opposing cutting edges, which separates the sheet. If the clearance between the punch and die is correct, the two fracture line meet, resulting in clean separation of the work into two purses. So you can see that fractures arise in this sheet metal, and if the clearance if the clearance between them is correct, so it will definitely the line meet, resulting in clean separation of the workpiece into two purses. So after the cutting operation, if you exaggerate the edge, you will have a certain region. This is the whole thickness of the sheet. So the above portion that is known as rollover. Then in this portion, in which you can see that the penetration occurs, so that portion is known as burnish. So from this portion to this portion, that was known as burnish. And then fracture zones occur, which result in the separation of the sheet into two pieces. As a result, we can also have burrs. Burrs is unwanted sharp edges. So these are the certain terminologies you may know about cutting operations. So rollover, burnish, fracture zone, and bars. Sharing, blanking, and punching. Three principal operation in press working that cut sheet metals. Now, these are the major categories in cutting operation that is known as sharing, blanking, and punching. So, what is difference between them? Is sharing is actually cutting operation, blanking is also cutting operation, and punching is also cutting operation. So, we will see the difference here. Now sharing, you can in this diagram you can see that this is the side view and this is the frontal view. It is also given over here. A is the side view of shearing operation and B is the front view of the power shearing equipped with inclined upper cutting blade to reduce the cutting force. So basically that will the punch will come and will cut these sheets. So this is the side view and this is the front view. Rest the things are same. So sheet metal cutting operation along a straight line between two cutting edges. These are the two cutting edges and it's along the straight line of two cutting edges. Typically used to cut large sheet into smaller sections for subsequent operations. And it can be performed on a machine that is known as power shear or squaring shear. So shearing was actually is a simple cutting operation. Now, what is difference between blanking and punching? So both are cutting operations. So let's see that blanking is the sheet metal cutting to separate pieces from surrounding stock. So let's say you have a strip, a solid strip, and you are going to cut a square shape from these strips. Okay, so now when you cut this blank shape, so the remaining portion will be known as strip, that is scrap, and the resulting or the required part is known as blank. While you can see in this example, this is a square sheet and you have to you have you want hole in that. So when you remove this hole from this square part, so this square part is the final part and this hole that is removed is known as scrap. So basically now we will define difference between them. Blanking is sheet metal cutting to separate pieces from surrounding stock. So blanking is the sheet metal cutting from the surrounding stock. This is the surrounding stock and the remaining stock is known as scrap, and we have cut this piece and separate it from this stock. So that is known as blanking. And punching is sheet metal cutting similar to blanking except cut piece is scrap. Now here the cut piece is scrap and here the cutted piece is a part. So in blanking the cutting part is known as blank and in here the cutting part is known as scrap. So this is the basic difference between blanking and punching. Remaining stock is the desired part. Now clearance in sheet metal. So clearance we discussed in previous slide that the clearance must be given between the sheet the cutting edge of cutting edge of the punch and die. So this clearance is the distance between punch and die, and typically its value ranges between 4 to 8% of the stock thickness. That depend on the stock thickness. If the clearance is too small, fracture line passes each other. So the fracture lines will pass each other, causing double burnishing and larger force. So if the clearance is too large, uh, the metal is pinched between the cutting edge and excessive burst result. You will see in the next slide. So recommended clearance can be calculated by C is equal to A into T, where C is the clearance, A is allowance, and T is the stock thickness. Now what is allowance A? This allowance is determined by the type of metal. So they based on the type of metal you will have the value of A. So you can see that allowance for three sheet metal groups. These are the metal groups 1100S and 5025 aluminum alloy, all tempers. So the value of A will be this, just like these metal groups you will have A. So based on the type of the metal groups you will define the value of A. So in previous slide you can see that For small clearance, so there will be double fracture lines initiated, and their result will in the double burnishing and large forces. You can see double fracture lines, and it will also result here in double burnishing. So here, if the clearance is too large, so you will see that uh, you can see that excessive burrs will result. So you can see that there are excessive burrs. Now, let's discuss about punch and die size for blanking and punching. So for round blank, so if you are talk about blank, so if you are going to have a blank piece of size DB, DB is the blank size. So definitely your die size will be the same as that of blank size. Clear? But your punch size will be two times less than DH. So now let we will see this for a blank hole, round blank hole of diameter dB, blanking punch diameter. So this punch diameter will be, you can see that this is a clearance C on one end and this is clearance C on other end. So if dB is the blank diameter of this blank piece, so dH will be equal to, this dH will be equal to dB minus 2C. So that is blanking punch diameter dB minus 2C, and blanking die diameter. So this blanking die diameter will be the same as that of the blanking parts, which will be dB, where C is clearance. For round hole of diameter dH, if you are going to have a uh, round hole of diameter dH, so if dH hole, now it is talking about uh, punching. So for round hole of diameter dH, so hole diameter, hole punch diameter will be dH, and hole diameter, hole die diameter will be dH plus 2C, and C will be the clearance. So again, see hole punch diameter DH. So this is hole punch diameter, clear, and you want a larger hole of round hole of for a round hole of diameter DH. So if you are going to have a hole of DH, so the punch diameter will be the same as that of DH, but hole die diameter now will be two times clearance, angular clearance. So in dies we must given an angular clearance in allow slug or blank to drop through die, so that slug or blank can be easily dropped through die. Otherwise, it will stick with this die. So typical value ranges from 0.25 to 1.5 on each side. Now, cutting forces in this sheet metal working operation. So, important for determining press size. So, this cutting force must be important to know about the sizes of this press that are used in cutting operation. So, this cutting force is represented by F is equal to STL, where S is the shear strength of the metal, T is the stock thickness, and L is the length of cutting edge. If shear strength is unknown, if you do not know the shear strength, you can take the ultimate tensile strength. So in that case, F will be equal to 0.5, 0.7 into TSTL, where TS is the ultimate tensile strength, T is the stock thickness, and L is the length of cut edge. So L can shear gradually, reducing the F required at any instance. So L can be shared gradually, and then as length decreases, so the cutting forces can be reduced. Now this is the example. You can see a round disc of 150 millimeter diameter is to be blank from a strip of 3.2 millimeter half hard cold steel whose shear strength is given. Determine the appropriate punch and diameter and blanking force. So that is very easy problem. If you go to this chapter number 20 and solve this example, by yourself, you will find that it is very easy. I will just give you hints regarding this. So diameter of a round disc of 150 millimeter diameter is to be blank. So this is dB, blank diameter, and thickness of the strip is given and shear strength is given. So you have to determine appropriate punch and diameter. So for punch and diameter, you will have to know the formula. So dB is there. So for punch diameter, that will be dB minus 2C. Clear? So here you will require C, clearance, but C is not given. But you know in previous lecture that this C is equal to A into T. So thickness is given from the book, the material is given. So from book you can take the value. Let's see what is the metal. Half hard cold rolled steel. Half hard cold rolled steel. Half hard cold rolled steel. So you see half hard cold rolled steel. So you can take the value of 0.075 and multiply it with this thickness. So you will get clearance. Now once you get clearance, so blank punch diameter will be 150 millimeter minus 2 times of thickness. Clearance. So you will get DH, and die diameter will be the same as that of one disc. So DH will be 150 millimeter. So in this manner you can determine punch and die diameter. Similarly, blanking force is represented by Fs. F is equal to STL. S is also given, T is given, and for L is not given. So you can see that for entire length, if this diameter is 150, so L will be parameter, L will be equal to pi into D. That will give you the length. So once you got L, you can find the value. So you can also, let me share from the book also touch screen. So if you see, this is the problem. So you can see that C is equal to 0.075 into 3.2 millimeter. That will give you this. The blank is to have diameter 150 millimeter and die size determine the blank size. Therefore, this 150 millimeter will be equal to dB, or die opening diameter. So punch diameter will be 150 minus 2 time of C. So that will be 149.4. So that is the first part. And in second part, you can see that to determine the blanking force, we assume the entire perimeter of part is blank. So L is equal to pi into dB, which will give you L. Once you got L, put the value of L 471.2 thickness and shear strength. So you will get this Newton force. Convert it to 10. So 53 ton press is required for this operation. Okay, let's go back. Stop sharing. Entire screen. Out window. Okay. So kindly try this problem. Now, sheet metal cutting, other operations that is known as cut off, parting, slotting, perforating, notching, and seam notching. So in cut off, you can see that these are the cutting lines. So this is also a part, this is also a part, this is also a part. So in strip, you have parts and you have this blank parts. So this is also a part, this is also a part. That is known as cut off. That is used to just cut these parts. In parting, you will see that this is your part, blank part. So when you cut this remaining portion, scrap is left. That is, you can see a parting. So the partition, you can see this is a part, this is a part, and this is a parting. You can see slotting. You have this slot, and that is known as slug. So this is extra material. And similarly, perforating and notching and semi-notching. So this is known as, this is notch and this is semi-notch. When you cut it, you will have this semi-notch and notch. So this is completed dyeing operation. So you will cut the part according to notching and semi-notching. Sheet metal cutting operation, that is the same trimming cutting operation to remove excess material. Shaving with very small clearance to obtain accurate dimensions. Secondary or finishing operation, that is remain the same. So these are your pressure pads. So that is used to hold this working part. This is your punch and this is your dice. So you are going to share that uh, sheet with the help of this punch. Now, what is bending? So, bending is the process of straining a sheet metal around a straight axis. Okay. Bending, straining is a sheet metal, straining sheet metal around an axis to take a permanent bend. So you have this axis, that is neutral axis. This is the width of this strip or sheet. So you have to strain or you have to bend this sheet around this neutral axis. So this type of process is known as bending, where this R is known as bend radius, and this, if this is a neutral axis and this is the bend axis, so the angle between neutral axis and bend axis is known as bend angle, where the angle that is formed between the neutral axis and the bend axis inner side, that is known as included angle and represented by a dash. R is the bend radius, A is the bend angle, A dash is included angle, W is equal to width, and T is the thickness of the sheet. So when you bend any sheet about its neutral axis, so the metal inside of the neutral plane will compress, while on outer side it will stretch. So the metal is plastically deformed so that bend take a permanent set with no change in the thickness. So in this bending operation, the metal is plastically deforms and permanent change is produced in this plate as a result of bending with no change in the thickness. So both compression and tensile elongation of the metal occur in the bending operation. Type of sheet metal bending. So we have different type of sheet metal bendings that will have V bending or edge bending. So you can see in V bending we have punch and dies of V shape, and we place the sheet and then apply force on using punch on this sheet, metal sheet, so it will get the shape of this punch and die as in V shape. While in edge bending, you are going to bend the edge. So for that we have also punch and dies, but here for molding the workpiece we will have a pressure pad. So pressure pad is placed on this sheet metal in order to hold and punch apply the force. As a result, it bends on the edge. So V-shape bending is used for low production, performed on a press brake, and V dies are simple and inexpensive. While edge bending for high production, pressure pads is also required, and dies are more complicated and costly because you have to apply the pressure, and there is a mechanism for holding this workpiece also against this large pressure of the punch. Okay, engineering analysis of bending, stretching during bending. So, what is the behavior or what is the engineering analysis of bending, stretching during bending? Is if the bend radius is relatively is small relative to the stock thickness, metal tend to stretch during bending. So, अगर आपका bending radius जो है वो small है relative to stock thickness. So metal tend to stretch during bend. तो metal stretch करेगा during bending. important to estimate amount of stretching so that final part length is specified dimension. So उसके लिए इसे जिसे हम कहते हैं इस लेंथ को हम कहते हैं बेंड अलाउंस। और बेंड अलाउंस के लिए हमारे पास फार्मूला है बी ए इज इक्वल टू 2 pi a/360 into r plus kba into t. What is ba? B is the bend allowance, a is the bend angle. Remember that bend angle is not the included angle, it is the angle outside. So that is bend angle, r is the bend radius, t is top thickness, and kba is the factor to estimate stretching. If r is less than 2t, so kba will be this. If r is greater than 2t, kba will be 0.50. So in the, by using, if you know all the parameters on right side, so you can easily find the bend allowance of or you can say the length of stretching of the final part length. Spring back in bending. Now, what is spring back? So spring back is generally defined as increase in the included angle of the bent part relative to the included angle of forming tool after tool is removed. अच्छा, अगर आप देखें तो ये वी शेप है जो भी है, तो इसके अंदर जो इंक्लूडेड एंगल है वो ए डैश बी डैश है। जब आप इसको पंच करते हैं, ठीक है ना, और पंच करने के बाद ये शीट जो है वो वी शेप इख्तियार कर देती है। बट व्हेन यू रिमूव दिस पंच, so the included angle in this sheet, bended sheet, is now slightly larger than this included angle of the punch. So why this is larger than it gets larger than included angle of the punch? First, this phenomena is known as spring back, that increase in the included angle of bend part. In bend part, the increase in the angle of included angle of bend part relative to the included angle of the फॉर्मिंग टूल आफ्टर टूल इज रिमूव। जब आप टूल रिमूव करते हैं तो ये जो एंगल है ये दैट बिकम्स स्लाइटली लार्जर देन दैट ऑफ इंक्लूडेड एंगल ऑफ द पंच। The reason is that when bending pressure is removed, elastic energy remains in bent part, causing it to recover partially towards its original shape. तो ये इसको ओरिजिनल शेप पे लाने की कोशिश करती है। As a result, this angle becomes slightly greater than this punch included angle. Now, so this phenomenon is known as spring back. Spring back in bending shows itself a decrease in the bend angle and increase in the bend radius. Clear? So, bend देखें, ये तो bend angle actually यहाँ से जो इसका जो एक्सिस है ये यहाँ से वो है, तो bend angle included angle increase होता है और bend angle decrease हो जाता है। और इसी तरह increase bend radius भी increase हो जाता है। During bending, the work is forced to take the radius RB and included angle A dash B dash of the bending tool. After the punch is removed, the work spring back to radius R and एंगल ए डैश। अच्छा, ये कह रहा है कि जब आप पंच अप्लाई करते हैं तो ये पार्ट जो है शीट मेटल ये यही इंक्लूडेड एंगल ए डैश बी डैश और रेडियस आर बी अचीव कर लेती है। वंस यू रिमूव द पंच, सो ये बेंड रेडियस सॉरी इंक्लूडेड एंगल इन द बेंड पार्ट जो है वो भी इंक्रीज हो जाता है और ये आर भी इंक्रीज हो जाता है। सो दिस ये सारा जो है वो स्प्रिंग बैक इन बेंडिंग प्रोसेस में होता है। तो स्प्रिंग बैक के लिए हमारे पास फॉर्मूला है ए डैश माइनस ए बी डैश डिवाइड बाय ए बी डैश। सो अगर आपको बेंड इंक्लूडेड बेंड एंगल जो है वो पंच वो पता है और जब फाइनल आप जब पंच रिमूव करते हैं वो इंक्लूडेड एंगल पता है, सो यू कैन इजीली कैलकुलेट स्प्रिंग बैक। द अमाउंट ऑफ स्प्रिंग बैक इंक्रीजेस विद डिक्रीजिंग मॉडुलस ऑफ इलास्टिसिटी एंड इंक्रीजिंग यील्ड स्ट्रेंथ ऑफ द वर्क मटेरियल। ठीक है, सो स्प्रिंग बैक इंक्रीज होता है with decreasing modulus of elasticity and increasing yield strength of the work material. Compensation for spring back के लिए क्या होना चाहिए? अच्छा, compensation ये होना चाहिए कि over bending the punch angle and radius are fabricated slightly smaller than the specified angle of the final part so that metal sheet स्प्रिंग बैक टू द डिजायर्ड वैल्यू। अच्छा, इसके लिए तरीका क्या है? ये कहता है कि लेट्स से अगर आपको ये 30 अचीव करना है, 30 एंगल यहाँ पे अचीव करना है, ठीक है, अब स्प्रिंग बैक में तो ये ज्यादा आएगा, ठीक है ना। तो अगर आपको ये एंगल 30 अचीव करना है तो इसका जो ए डैश बी है इसको थोड़ा स्मॉल रखें। लेट्स से फॉर एग्जांपल 29.7 रख दे, ठीक है ना, या 29.5 रख दे। तो जाहिर है ये जब थोड़ा और ओपन होगा ड्यू टू स्प्रिंग बैक तो वो एक्चुअल वैल्यू पे आके रुकेगा। सो ठीक है, इसलिए ये कहते हैं कि अगर ये स्प्रिंग बैक को कंपेंसेट करते हैं तो पंच एंगल और रेडियस को जो है वो स्लाइटली स्मॉलर बनाएं देन स्पेसिफाइड जो आपको एंगल चाहिए है, सो दैट फाइनल पार्ट ऑफ द शीट्स and of metal spring backs to desired way. Now, bending force is represented by F is equal to KBF TS WT square over D, where F is the bending force, TS is the tensile strength of the sheet metal, and W is the width in direction of bend axis, and T is the stock thickness. For V bending, KBF is given as 1.33. For edge bending, KBF is 3. D is the opening dimension in the given next figure. So this is the simplicity. So if you know all the values, you can easily find the bending force. These are the other bending operations: the straight flanging, shrink flanging, hemming, seaming, curling, or bending. So this is straight flanging, straight bending. You can see stretch flanging. This type. This is shrink flanging. This is hemming. This is seaming. This is curling. So this is other miscellaneous bending operation, that is channel bending. You are going to produce a channel type shape. U bending, air bending, offset bending. The one is bend, then this is offset, then is corrugating. Corrugating means zigzag shape or corrugated shape, and tube forming. So these are the type of bending operations. So that was all about lecture number 8. Next lecture we will discuss about drawing and other operations. So if you have any question, you can ask. Thank you. Okay, one more thing is that uh, share the screen, so kindly go to this chapter number 20. Do not rely on the slides only. You have to read the book as well, so you can see that these are all of these types, so they are all defined in this book. So kindly also go through that what is tagging, having seen, so all of this vending operation. Okay. Again, if you have any question, you can ask. Thank you.